Your parents told you renting is throwing money away. They told you the American dream is owning a house. They told you real estate always goes up. And honestly, they're not entirely wrong. They bought a house in 1987 for $80,000 and sold it in 2023 for $480,000. Cool story. Now run the same math in 2026. Median home price, $436,412 per Redfin. Mortgage rate, 6.44% according to Bankrate as of this week. Property taxes that climb every year. Insurance bills that just doubled. Maintenance costs nobody warned you about. The throwing money away line wasn't fatherly wisdom. It was the biggest gaslight in American personal finance, and the actual math proves it. Before the homeowners reading this start typing angry comments, hear me out. I'm not anti-buying. I'm not telling you to live in your parents' basement until you're 47. I'm telling you that the math your boomer uncle uses to flex on you at Thanksgiving is completely broken in 2026, and most people don't even realize it. So today we're running the real numbers, the honest ones, including all the stuff that doesn't show up on Zillow. Let's set the stage. Median home price in America, $436,412. Median monthly rent for a comparable place, around $2,050 per Mortgage Bankers Association data. Say you put 10% down. That's $43,641 up front, gone, just for the privilege of starting the game. You finance the rest at 6.44% on a 30-year fixed. Your monthly mortgage payment, just principal and interest, comes out to around $2,470. Right there, the mortgage is $400 a month more than rent. And that's only the part Realtor.com puts in the listing. The fun is just getting started. Now we add what I call the phantom cost, the stuff your uncle conveniently forgot to mention while he was lecturing you over the turkey. Property tax averages 1.1% nationally. Tack on roughly $400 a month for a $436,000 home. Homeowners insurance, around $150 a month nationally. More if you live in Florida or California, where insurance has gone full mafia. Quietly add another $100. Maintenance, the 1% rule. Every year, expect to spend roughly 1% of your home's value on upkeep. On a $436,000 home, that's $360 a month, on average. Some years you'll spend zero, then your AC dies in July, your water heater explodes in February, your roof needs replacing the year you finally felt comfortable. The 1% average doesn't lie, it just hits you in lumps. PMI, if you put down less than 20%, another $200 a month until you hit that 20% equity mark, which takes years. Add it all up. That $2,470 mortgage you saw on the calculator? Reality is more like $3,400 to $3,600 a month. That's $1,500 more than your rent. Every single month for 30 years. Now I can already hear it. But you're building equity, bro. Sure, sort of. Let's actually look at that. In the first year of a 6.44% mortgage, about 80% of every payment goes straight to interest. That means out of your $2,470 payment, only about $490 goes toward actually owning the house. The other $1,980 goes to the bank. Same bank that's still charging you 23% APR on your credit card. Beautiful system. By year 5, you've paid about $148,000 in mortgage payments and built around $32,000 in equity. That's a 4% return on your invested capital, a return rate that would get a hedge fund manager fired and possibly investigated. And now the part nobody on YouTube ever mentions, the opportunity cost. That $43,641 down payment. If you dropped it into the S&P 500 instead at the historical 10% average annual return, in 7 years it becomes $85,000. In 30 years, it becomes $760,000, just from the down payment alone. Now stack the $1,500 monthly difference between renting and the true cost of owning. If you rent and invest that difference every month, compounded at a conservative 8% over 30 years, that's another $2.2 million sitting in your brokerage account. So the real choice in 2026 isn't rent and lose money versus buy and build wealth. It's buy a house and hope it appreciates faster than the stock market versus rent and let the stock market do the work for you automatically in the background without your roof leaking. And historically, the stock market wins that fight by a country mile. Now look, I'm not saying nobody should buy a house. There's actually a clean rule for when buying makes sense, and it's called the price-to-rent ratio. Take the home's listed price, divide it by 12 months of comparable rent. If the ratio is under 15, buying usually wins. Between 15 and 20 is a coin flip. Above 20, renting is mathematically the smarter play. Run this for any major U.S. city right now. New York, ratio of 28. San Francisco, 35. Los Angeles, 32. Austin and Nashville, 22 and climbing. Only the Midwest and parts of the South are in buy-friendly territory in 2026. The other rule is the 5 to 7 year rule. Buying only beats renting if you stay in the house for 5 to 7 years minimum. Sell sooner and the closing costs alone, typically 8 to 10% of your sale price between agent fees, transfer taxes, and seller prep, eat any equity you built. The average American under 35 moves every 5 years. Do the math.
Here's the thing nobody wants to admit. Buy a house advice was built for an economy that doesn't exist anymore. Your parents bought their house when rates were 7% on a $30,000 home. That's $2,500 total in 2026 money. Your starter home today is a $436,000 mortgage at the same 7% rate. Different planet, different math, same advice. The truth is, in 2026, buying a house is one tool in a portfolio of wealth-building moves. It's not the move. It's not the destination. It's not what makes you an adult. And NerdWallet's most recent homebuyer report actually backs this up. 52% of American renters now actively prefer renting. 36% say they're going to rent forever. That's not laziness. That's not avocado toast. That's 70 million adults who finally ran the numbers and reached the only conclusion the math actually supports. Don't buy a house because your parents told you to. Don't rent forever because your friends did. Run your numbers for your city, your timeline, your income, your goals. The American dream isn't a 30-year mortgage. The American dream is having enough money to choose either way without it wrecking your life. I'll see you in the next one.